What if I told you that the reason most smart knowledge workers can't get their business off the ground has nothing to do with their ideas and everything to do with how they've been programmed to solve problems in a corporate environment? I figured this out while working with IDEO, the world-class design firm that created the first Apple mouse. They showed me a trick that completely blew up our approach to new venture building, and it was the number one reason I succeeded in building my company to over $1 million while working. I'm about to show you how to make business building while keeping your job simple, low stress, and actually fun, instead of overwhelming, paralyzing nightmare that it probably feels like right now. So picture this. You're sitting at your desk right now, daydreaming about building a business that you own and control, but every day is the same. Thinking, reading, scrolling. You know what's keeping you sitting in that chair each day, killing your business before you even started? Your corporate brain has taken over, treating your business building like any other corporate project. And that's the exact opposite of how business building actually works. You've probably spent the last few years doing what you always do when you want to solve a problem at work. You research, analyze the competition, study what's working, and then build a plan to de-risk everything before you even make a move. And then nothing happens. You feel behind, dumb, and like a failure. Because while you're stuck in analysis paralysis, everyone else is actually building. But here's the truth nobody's telling you. In corporate, you need consensus. You need data. You need approvals. But in business, you need speed. You need action. You need to test and iterate. In corporate, copying best practices is smart. In business, copying is how you guarantee mediocrity. In corporate, the goal is to minimize risk. In business, the goal is to create something only you can create and get it in front of people fast. Now, do you see the problem? You're trying to build your business using their rules, and that's just suffocating. Here's what I learned while working with the number one design firm in the world, IDEO, and this has changed absolutely everything for me. They asked us, what are your hunches? Not what are your plans? Not what do you think is the best option? Then we mocked up those hunches on pieces of paper. We went out to people's homes and actually talked to customers. This is called ethnographic research. We weren't hunting for data points in a spreadsheet. We were hunting for insights we could pivot our hunches on and build around a burning problem. Then they said something that blew my mind and changed everything I thought about failure. They said, we want polarized responses. Hell yes or hell no. Not, that's interesting or let me think about it. That's because polarization is insight. It tells you exactly what to do next. A hell yes means you're onto something. Keep going, dig deeper. This is your path. A hell no, that means you learn something fast. Pivot immediately, try the next thing. Either way, you win with speed. The middle, these lukewarm responses, that's where ideas go to die. In corporate, the middle is actually safe because we can say we weren't wrong. We have more time after all. Your salary is still coming in. The hell no's in corporate, those mean we were absolutely wrong. Oh my God, am I going to get fired? But here's what I learned about how to actually build a business fast. The next thing IDEO said was, we're hunting for no's, actively seeking failure. Because those hell no's aren't failure. They're just insights that get us closer to the truth. They're badges of honor that say you moved fast enough to learn something real. Do you see the problem? Everything about corporate has trained you to avoid polarization and chased the perfect plan. For 20 years, you've been conditioned to seek consensus, minimize risk, and get everyone to agree before you move forward. You've been taught that rejection is failure, that no is a problem, that you need perfection before you can launch anything. And in corporate, that all makes sense. That's how the game works. But in business, in entrepreneurship, that programming will absolutely kill you. Because when you're building a business, rejection isn't failure, it's information. Speed isn't reckless, it's survival. And polarization isn't something to avoid, it's exactly what you need to find what works fast. But you can't operate that way when the corporate operating system is still running your brain. So what actually works? I built my way out of corporate, and I have coached over 100 professionals how to do the same. The corporate professionals who successfully build businesses while keeping their jobs and families safe do something completely different. They don't overthink it. They don't over-research it. They don't try to copy someone else's exact model. Instead, they use a constrained framework that leverages their 20 plus years of experience and gets them to market fast. Here's the sequence. This is what I teach in my program, and this is exactly what I teach in my college level entrepreneurship course as well. Step 1, constrained ideation. Not brainstorming a million ideas, not scrolling to find the next great business tactic, but using your advantages, your vision, and your experience to identify 2 to 3 high odds business ideas that are actually aligned with who you are and what you want. I use something called the options portfolio generator. It's an AI powered process that forces you to think in pathways, not perfection. Because here's the trap. You're waiting for the perfect idea, one that checks every box, has zero competition, and guarantees success. And that idea does not exist. What exists is a high odds problem you care about solving for people you want to serve in ways that leverage your unfair advantages. That's it. Takes a week, not 6 months. Step 2, fast validation. This is where most people screw up. They either overthink the business and never launch, or they underthink it and build something nobody wants. Or worse, they overthink it, build the entire product or service, and then realize nobody wants it. That's a killer, not only for your time, but also for your confidence, motivation, and energy. Here's what you actually do. Create a minimum viable offer, not the full thing, not the perfect thing, just the core that solves a specific problem. You package it into a structured one-page offer document. The offer doc can be the basis for your landing page, program, and all of your marketing materials, but we don't need to worry about that yet. We need signal first, so we don't waste time. Then you get out of the building. You talk to real people, not just anybody, but your target market, people who you think need your solution. Not on social media, not through ads, face-to-face, coffee chats, direct outreach. You're not selling yet, you're testing for insight. So go hunting for no's, wear them as a badge of honor. Does this problem matter? Will they pay to solve it? What's missing? 2 weeks, that's it. I built a product market fit validator bot that actually walks you through this entire process step by step. Build your offer, have a 2-week test sprint delivered right to you. All you have to do is execute. Offer not working in a week? Use insights you learned to tweak your offer, or move on to the next option in your options portfolio. Done this way, business building becomes an adventure that excites you instead of another task on your to-do list. Step 3, positioning. Once you know the offer works, you make it uncopyable. This is where your story comes in, your transformation, your unique perspective. Not, I help executives with leadership, but I help burned out VPs in their 40s break free from corporate without sacrificing their families or becoming hustle culture slaves. That's positioning. That's a category of one. Today's market is all about positioning, cutting through the noise and clutter to resonate deeply with your target market so they opt into you, your story, and your solution. Here's the thing. Positioning isn't just about the product or service. It's about you. It's about your story, your point of view, your unique advantages. This is what sets you apart from everyone else who may technically deliver the same outcomes. Positioning is the ultimate leverage that allows you to your right fit customers to say hell yes to you. Step 4, build the vehicle. So confession, when I was first starting coaching, I got my first paying client and I didn't even have a single day of content built for my program. Why bother? Once I had the first client, then I built the programming week by week based on everything I learned in the testing phase. This is straight out of the IDEO playbook. I had an idea of what it would be, but I had nothing built. Here's what very few people understand. You need to sell first, then build. Most people think I need to build something to then sell, but this is backwards and it will cost you loads and loads of time. All that upfront testing work, that's actually selling, using insights to get people who have the exact problem you solve and are already engaged with you about it. Now you can build. So at this stage, Here's where you create the actual business systems. Here are the components: your premium program, product, or service, what you actually deliver and how. Two, your sales processes, the repeatable ways you find, engage, and convert people who need your solution desperately. Three, your lightweight automation. These are the back end systems that do the busy work for you. Not a complicated funnel with 47 steps, but a simple, repeatable system that delivers massive value without consuming your entire life. A system you can scale up or down depending on how you want to live and work. Because remember, you still have a job, you still have a family. The goal isn't to work 80 hours a week. The goal is to work 10 to 15 focused hours a week, building your off ramp while keeping the safety of your paycheck. Look, I need to be real with you. AI is replacing mid level and even senior corporate roles faster than anyone predicted. I just saw a VP with 20 years of experience get replaced last month. Companies are restructuring, consolidating, automating. If you're still sitting there waiting for the perfect moment to start building, you're running out of time. But here's the good news. If you have 20 plus years of experience, you have a massive advantage right here and now. Because while AI can write content and automate tasks, it can't replace decades of pattern recognition, relationship building, and strategic thinking. That's what premium clients pay for. Not tactics, not templates, wisdom. Your wisdom. And if you package that correctly, using a constrained framework, you can build a business that replaces your income and gives you freedom. So if you're tired of sitting on the sidelines, if you're ready to stop treating business building like a corporate project, if you want a clear, constrained framework that gets you to market fast, book a free strategy call with me. On that call, we're going to, one, diagnose exactly where you are and why you're stuck. We're going to identify your highest odds business idea based on your experience. And we're going to map that out over the next 90 days. This isn't a sales call. It's a diagnostic. By the end, you'll have more clarity than you've had in years. And if my coaching program is the right fit for you, we'll talk about that too. But either way, you'll leave knowing exactly what to build and how to build it without overcomplicating it. The link is below. Here's the truth. You're not going to accidentally build a business by doing more research. You're not going to stumble into freedom by copying someone else's playbook. And you're definitely not going to replace your income by overthinking this for another 5 years. What you can do is leverage 20 plus years of experience, use a constrained framework, and build a real business while keeping your job. Not later, not someday, right now. The only question is, are you going to keep treating your dream like a corporate project on a corporate timeline? Or are you ready to build something real? Click the link below, book the call. Let's build your vehicle together. And I'll see you on the other side.